The jobbers knew that they were jobbers. Job guys. It's not a shame to be a job guy. You need job guys.
The Job Guys. What the world isn't watching.
What's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you one more time. Nitro Nick is here. Ryan is here. We thank you for being here, as always. Nick, we're going to continue our series of running back 35 years ago. We've been doing it all of 2025, 1990. One of our favorite years, at least to begin with, it was one of our favorite years. We have reached October, and this one hits home, Nick. Saturday night's main event from October of 1990. It's Oktoberfest. And the reason why it hits home for us, because a lot of it is from home. Frankenmuth, Michigan, just 20, 25 minutes up the road from us, a place we have gone, a place I basically grew up in because my family's German. Anything that ever happened, it's your birthday? Let's go to Frankenmuth. Christmas? Let's go to Frankenmuth. It's Tuesday? Let's go to Frankenmuth. So
why are you complaining about Zenders, man? Like I don't know. I go to Frankenmuth any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
There's so many other places to go there now. Anyway, nobody cares about that. The wrestlers were there 35 years ago, and they ran a bunch of skits and things like that. So that's the reason why we decided to do this one. Plus, it again continues with our 35 years ago event. Before we get into it, which we will do, thank you for joining us. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and stay tuned till the end because we'll do the ultimate run back. We got a bunch of categories: best match, worst match, moment of the night, all that kind of junk. So we'll get into that at the very end of the show. Before we break it all down, Nick, your general thoughts watching this for maybe the first time in 35 years.
I think it was the first, maybe the second. Not many. I don't know, Ryan. The thing is, this is kind of a tale of two worlds for me. 11-year-old me thought this was really good. Like I was still high on wrestling, still really loving the era. I love the Ultimate Warrior. Hulk Hogan's still there, But looking back now, Ryan, there's a drastic change from where we were a year ago to this point in time. I don't want to run back everybody down here, but even the guys on the card, it's not that a lot of them are not where they were once before as far as drawing rate, and a lot of the new guys coming in aren't really coming in as hot as when they were introducing guys from 86 to 89. I've got my defense of this era too, because I don't think for people like the Warrior, you can criticize his title run, but it's also hard when he doesn't have anybody to fight.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of good heels through this era, outside of maybe 2 or 3 top ones. So yeah, it's just kind of the tale of two tapes. Yeah.
We've said that a lot through the 1990 shows that we have done. You can see the trend in bar graph or whatever. It's going the wrong way now. And it really starts to accelerate, I think, right here. Well, here we go, Nick. And you were into it, which I know, because you went to the show the very next day after this. So this was taped September 18th, 1990 in Toledo, Ohio. Didn't air for a month. It aired in October the 13th. Now, Toledo, Flint, 2 hours difference. The next day, that huge house show in Flint, that famous house show, maybe the best show ever in Flint. Hogan against Earthquake, Tornado, and Perfect, Warrior, and the Road Warriors taking on Demolition. All this stuff at that Wrestling Challenge taping right there. Then, so what they did, they had all the Oktoberfest stuff at Frankenmuth, which is a German town. If somebody from who knows where is watching this, everything is all German, old school German, whatever. So the guys who were going to do the Oktoberfest stuff, the Hitman, Akeem, all those guys, they drove up to Frankenmuth, taped all that stuff in the morning, then came back down to Flint, and then they did the challenge taping. So that's how it all worked out, and they spliced all that stuff, as you know, into the show. Pritchard has talked a lot about it. which Pritchard's gonna like this stuff. He actually produced all of it. He was in Frankenmuth, and
tell.
this is right up his alley. Absolutely. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. You said, I want to go real quick since you mentioned it. No heels for the Warrior to fight. He wins the title, and then they immediately redo that feud from 2 years ago, which we had already seen the Warrior lose the IC belt, then win it back with Rick Rude. Now they go for the world title. Rick Rude was not at that level. So
not in the WWE. Never was.
Right before
WWF.
this show, he quits.
Yes,
he just
done.
straight up quits. So now he's gone. So who is your top heel? Earthquake is your top heel.
Macho Man, Macho King.
Macho. Yeah, Macho. But even he's stuck in this 20-year-long feud with Dusty.
Yes.
And you're like, what the heck's going on? What are we doing? Like, where's he going? And then, as you'll find out, he goes with Warrior.
And we talked
nobody.
Honky and Greg don't have the gas anymore or the drawing power.
No, they never did world title.
No, not world title. But even Honky 1987, this is not Honky 1987. This Greg Valentine 83 or whatever. This is Greg Valentine 1990.
Yeah, they're short on guys. And now the Warrior immediately goes with LOD when they show up. And that feud goes until Survivor Series against Demolition. So your world champion doesn't even really have a feud, although they do set up one here. But it's kind of weak, and it kind of hurt things for sure. Let's get into the show, man. They started out with a sign that's in Frankenmuth, like a Hollywood sign that says Willkommen, which is welcome, in German. And they have a little quick montage of the guys out there. Then they go to Vince inside the arena. He is in Toledo Sports Center, which only held like 5,000 people. So kind of weird that they held a Saturday Night's Main Event at this small of an arena. He's there, and then here comes Piper sliding in with the lederhosen on. So he's all dressed up. Here we go. We're going to have a big German night. Right away, I'm already getting the vibes like, this is like a 1985 Saturday Night's Main Event, with all the gimmick and everything that they would do.
Ones or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So we go right into it. Demolition, they have an interview followed by an LOD interview. I know this is big for you. You love the Demolition. I didn't get too much out of this interview, except Crush says they're going to pull out their eye hair brows. Well, Crush may have had some dyslexia. I'm not quite sure. Their eye hair brows are going to get pulled out. Then we go to LOD. Hawk says, yeah, we cost you the belts. What are you going to do about it? Cry in your beer? Sob in your schnitzel? Or whimper over your wieners?
That's terrible.
Awesome. Animal then goes, we've got our very own U-boat. Okay?
There
And
was
then
a
the
lot
Warrior
of
pops
weird
up,
war
dude.
talk on this show. Like,
Never ending. Warrior pops up right in front of the camera. And then he just starts screaming, Blitzkrieg, Blitzkrieg, Blitzkrieg.
he does realize what side the Blitzkrieg was on, right?
Hey, we're in a Germantown, dude. We're it may be like 55 years later. I mean, who at that point?
No, I know. It was weird.
Yeah, well, and it's far from over, my friend. That was so right away, man. They're going with this kind of stuff in the back. Then we go right. I think there was a commercial or something. We go right in the match. Demolition is already in the ring, and then the Warrior and LOD come out. You tell me, because again, I know they're your guys. This is the downfall of the Demolition, and what do you think about that? Especially starting out, they didn't even get their entrance, man. They got the
writing's on the wall, man. I just think from everything they did, from the time after WrestleMania, where they arguably get the largest pop of the night, one of the largest pops of the night
outside of the main event.
Their heel turn is just mind-boggling. I just think they're like, just all of a sudden, here's a third guy, and Fuji's back with them. I really feel like this would have been a good feud. He doesn't have to win, But could Crush have mounted some offense against the Warrior and shown us, like he's a tough guy, he's in there? Maybe that could have saved this. But Ryan, they have the horrible turn. They get a guy added, they lose at SummerSlam, then they just get trucked up and down the street in this feud with the Warrior and LOD. I'll give it to them. The match was fun. I enjoyed going back and watching this match. They all worked. Fast-paced, great match for that era. But, man, I'm just sitting there going, my God, these guys were like one of the second or third biggest draw on the card a year ago. And now they're just jobbing out and they're done. And I get it.
Two things.
Axe
got hurt, so they added Crush, or he had the allergic reaction or whatever. And then I don't know exactly when the LOD thing happened, but it was the new shiny toy. It was like, wait a minute, we got LOD. Okay, we've had the demos on top forever. We've got LOD now. Let's push them. And I just thought that's what it was.
The feud could have been better. The build could have been better. The story, the phasing in of Crush could have been better.
Warrior hits a shoulder tackle, pin smash, gets the win. LOD then lifts the Warrior up on their shoulders, so they're pushing, hey, here's the champ, man, here's the champ. They're pushing LOD, as we said. They're with the champ, so if you didn't know who they were, you knew they were important because they're with the world champion. Weird thing, though, and I don't mind, I like the name Legion of Doom, maybe because that's what I first started seeing. They didn't want to use the name Warrior, which is why they called them Legion of Doom instead of Road Warriors. We've talked about this before. Kerry Von Erich's name was the modern day Warrior. And they're like, we already have a Warrior. Well, then why did they put them all together? It doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, we don't know. We don't want you to associate with the Ultimate Warrior. Well, then separate them.
Ryan, I tell you, it's probably because what we're talking about, the product, this pay-per-view is full of trying to get rubs for people. Let's throw LOD with the Warrior. Let's throw Tug with Hogan. Let's throw Bravo with the Quake. Let's throw Dustin with his dad. There's a lot of rubbing going on this pay-per-view for people.
Easy. We haven't talked about Lanny Poffo yet. Take it easy. We'll get there.
Yeah. He knows a lot about sausage.
We'll get there. Okay, so this match gets done. Now we start it. Okay, here comes Frankenmuth. Here comes Mean Gene. And he's in front of what we know as the Bavarian Inn. The whole rest of the world has no idea what's going on. But Mean Gene's over there. He's at the Bavarian Inn. And he's like, hey, we're out here. We're having a great time. They've turned half of the parking lot into like a little area, which they still have today. So Mean Gene's just kind of setting the table. All the guys are sitting around. You got accordion music going, all this German music. And he tells you who's all here. First guy they say, speaking of, is the Genius. And he's prancing around. I don't know if there's any other word to say it. He's prancing around, and he's got a blonde, like, Goldilocks wig on for some reason. Like, why does he have that on? Like, shoulder-length, curly, blonde wig. Fuji and the Orient Express, they're sitting there, they're clapping, they're having a good time to the music. Duggan's there with the Hearts. The Bushwhackers are there. And then Slick and Akeem are there.
First black heavyweight champion of the world.
If you haven't seen this, this is worth the admission because everybody's dancing and having fun or whatever. Then they show Akeem and he's doing his thing. It's great. They go to Lord Alfred Hayes. He's with the brewmaster of the whole place. Because Frankenmuth has their own breweries and all that kind of stuff. And he's not happy with the beer. This is not as good as English beer. Any thoughts on the very first one? Once again, I'm getting that vibe like this is a 1985 Saturday Night's Main Event all over again.
That's all I thought it was, man. And it's one of those things you're trying on as short a program as you can to get everybody on the show, right?
And we get yet another Dusty Rhodes versus Macho Man Randy Savage match. This feud has been going on for a year at this point. This whole thing was set up around Dustin Rhodes, who we had never seen before on TV. Dusty comes out and he hugs some dude in the front row And they're like, oh, that's his son. That's his son. Okay, great. Knowing what I know now, are like, oh, that kid's going to die. Somebody's going to kill him. Like, knowing what I know now. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Oh yeah, he's toast. When I was 10 years old watching this, I'm like, who gives a crap if his kid's there? I did not care at all because I didn't care about Dusty. I was over this feud. I'm like, why are we fighting again? And I'm like, his kid's at the game. Like, I'm sure Isaiah Thomas's kids go to the Piston games. Like, awesome. Didn't care. Didn't know. Tell me about it. What do you think about this match? And obviously some stuff goes down during this match.
Not same as you. I didn't take two thoughts on that. I was just, again, another lackluster Savage Rhodes match. Another match that's got, it's not just Savage and Rhodes. There's some other.
About everything else.
Yes. Something else. It's an intergender tag or intermixed, or it's someone's bought off by DiBiase, and now this one's about Rhodes' kid. This feud's just, I thought we would get great matches. These are two of the biggest names in the industry, especially at that time. What a lackluster feud. I mean, this is probably their best match, and that doesn't say much.
In the middle of the match, DiBiase and Virgil come down, and Dustin is the front row, dead center. He's in the front row. DiBiase has bought the entire front row. So he clears everybody out except for Dustin. Dustin won't leave. Well, they sit down on either side of him. Match keeps going. And then they're messing with him. They try to give him money to take the. He rips it up. He doesn't want the money. Well, then finally Dustin's had enough at some point, and he blasts him.
DiBiase.
Big mistake. Big mistake. So Dustin, like an idiot, he hits DiBiase, and then they just wreck Dustin. They wreck him.
It's really well done.
There's wood chairs for some reason in Toledo, and he takes one of these wood chairs right in the head. Didn't see this a lot back then. We saw it maybe with Lanny Poffo in 1987. He's gushing all over the place. That finally gets Dusty's attention. He goes in there to protect his kid, and he gets counted out. So here we go. The blow-off of Macho and Dusty is a count-out finish, and that's it. He's protecting his kid, and then this went till Royal Rumble, and then they were both gone. They were both just gone.
The interaction between DiBiase and Dustin is really well done. Like, that stuff on the outside, all the way through. The chair shot looks awesome. The blood, I mean, as a little kid, I was like, oh my goodness, you went from not being interested about this dude sitting on the side to, holy smokes, this is crazy. But again, what you said,
you don't care.
This is the work. Dusty, and I've gotten more of an appreciation for this guy since I've moved down to Florida and talked to a lot of people, kind of like almost like they're Hulk Hogan.
Baby.
You better believe, yeah, they love him down here, baby. But his feuds in the WWE are really awful.
They had like 2.
Yeah, that's it. He's there for 2, and they're not. It just didn't work, man.
Here's the problem, and we make fun of this with current stuff today. It's totally hot-shotted. Like, you had no reason to care about Dusty Rhodes' kid because you'd never seen him before. Now, if you're a parent or something, you're like, hey, man, you don't mess with somebody's kid. But, like, for a 10-year-old and even a 45-year-old, I'm like, I don't know who that is, so why should I care?
And it's also
and that's what they did. You had never seen him, and then he gets pounded. Oh, well.
And Ryan, he's not a kid; he's a grown man. So
he's like 19, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're looking at a guy who's obviously he's in the wrestling, and I was the same as you. I didn't care. I mean, it was cool looking, but I was not into the Dusty at this point in time. He was kind of fizzling out with me.
Let's go to the back. We got more classic Saturday night's main event interviews, and this time it's Hulk Hogan and the Tugger. Old Tugboat. They are fighting rhythm and blues on this evening. Hogan right away going into the German stuff. You guys are managed by that teeny weeny wiener schnitzel Jimmy Hart. Tugboat says they both got sat on by earthquake. He says, That was like the Hindenburg crashing on our chest. It was like exactly the same.
Same.
Exactly the same. You know, like a million people died.
Ryan,
you got sat on.
I didn't really take in till I started watching and talking a little, like much later with you. Dude, he's really supposed to be a boat.
I want to be a tugboat.
Like, he talks about himself like I'm
wanting to be a boat.
He's a boat. Like, I don't get, he's a boat.
By the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea. That's where I'll be.
Well, what's funny is, like, his original name was Tugboat. I think they changed it twice. It was Tugboat something else, then Tugboat Thomas. Okay, you could take that. Like, I know that guy's name really isn't Magic Johnson, right? It's just a nickname.
Well,
he's
Tugboat,
a big dude. He's a tugboat.
He's like,
but he has Thomas on there. Okay, that's fine. No, just Tugboat now.
And then you have him talk, though, like, when I was underwater in the sea and blowing my horn. When you were what? You were a boat?
I'm not a fish.
Well, just imagine if they did turn him into Chic Tugboat. How bad that would have been.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's up there. People don't talk enough about it.
No, they don't.
This is one of the worst.
It's as bad as the Rooster.
Gimmicks.
It's as bad. It's right there with the Rooster.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, any cockle-doo.
And the plumber and the goon and all that.
And everything. He's in that red striped
He's
shirt.
dressed like you when you take your 1-year-old to get pictures at freaking J.C. Penney's. That's what he's wearing. Little sailor outfit.
Yeah, not what you wear to get the pictures. What you put the little kid in to get the pictures. Like, yeah.
Wait, you don't have one?
No. Yeah, I sold mine.
You got that Piper Lederhosen on. Yeah. That's what you got. So they keep making all these World War II references. And Hogan goes about this match coming up. It's D-Day, dude. Yeah, exactly the same, man. It's exactly the same. Beaches at Normandy, Toledo Sports Arena. Yeah, brother. D-Day 2.
Yeah.
Just like Roots 2, I guess. It's kind of the same, right?
Looks to me like Roots 2, McMahon.
And then he goes to finish this promo. It's higher Hulkster and the higher Tugboat. Who wrote this?
Do you think Pritchard did? Do you think so? I mean, there's no way Hogan. There's too much history. Like, as bad as it is, it does flow, Ryan. Like, this was premeditated. This interview was pre-written.
They all are. I've been trying to tell you that all year.
There's no way they can't. Like, who wrote this and why did they think it was good is a great question.
Well, we know Dick Ebersol did originally. Obviously, these scripted promos are still here. And the puns. It's always a pun based on whatever today's gimmick is. So
so overused the whole show.
Yeah, and you didn't notice it as much when you were a kid, but as an older person,
that's why I said when we started Tale of Two Stories, Ryan, I don't feel the same way about. Man, I thought it was so much better in 6th grade watching this.
Right. The houses are obviously down. Warrior is not working on top. Not completely his fault because he doesn't have anybody to work with, but you're pushing guys like Tugboat and whatnot. And even with Hogan, the houses aren't like way down, but they're down. And Vince even went out there and went on the road. Instead of going to the major markets like he did sometimes, he went on the road to try to figure out what was going on. Well, you got a guy who thinks he's a boat. That's part of the problem.
I used to go down to the seashore with Mom and Dad and play in the sand and run in and out of the water, just have a good old time.
So,
and Hogan is in there with, as much as we all hear how great Tenta was, he's in there with the recycled King Kong Bundy gimmick, really. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing again here.
Yeah.
We've went through, and he had some great enemies, Ryan. I mean, from Orndorff to Piper to Andre to Savage to the
those
Warrior.
are all real people.
Yes, and now, I mean, I felt that back then. Like, we've seen this match where someone hurts Hogan's ribs and stuff before.
We go back to Frankenmuth. We start getting, like, contests and, like, locations and weird things. This one, we start out at the Cheese Factory in Frankenmuth, which is a real place. So we're at the Cheese Factory with the Bushwhackers. And here they are. They got a bunch of cheese on the table. Mean Gene's there interviewing them. Oh, we're cutting the bloody cheese, mate. Nobody cuts the bloody cheese like Cousin Luke does. I cut the cheese. I love the way you cut that cheese. Do you think they're trying to get a point across?
Get you in an elevator and cut one of those long 30-second farts.
Oh, hey, guy. Oh, you're cutting a fart joke.
I would bet money Pritchard did that one.
And we're on opposite ends of the spectrum here. I think it's somewhat corny, but I can take a good fart joke.
I don't know.
And you hate anything that has to do with fart joke.
Yep.
So I don't remember this segment at all, which tells me 10-year-old Slocum, who this is obviously aimed at, thought it sucked. Imagine watching it now.
Well, I thought about it.
I can't imagine you watching this.
It was, dude, the Bushwhackers are to me what the Rougeos are to you. I mean, if this was on, I was up getting a soda or something, man. Like, I don't know. The Bushwhackers just so made me just turn me off, man. I was never a fan. And this stuff to me too, though, I was kind of getting past this stuff. Like, you know, even with Brett and the Sausage Factory that's coming up late and all this, I wasn't as big into this stuff. And especially when if you did it, you had to put someone in there who's going to be cool to me. And like I said, the Bushwhackers were not.
And the fart jokes, dude. Like, we get it. You literally said cut the cheese at least 5 times in 2 minutes.
Big fart.
It was really, really bad. They go over to Alfred again. He's in a separate room back with that beer guy. And they throw to him, and he just keeps talking to the guy. You know, and he, like, isn't coming through. And he's just babbling about the beer. And then Mean Gene is like, okay, you know, we must have some technical difficulties. Alfred doesn't know that we're trying to talk to him. And then you're like, again, back then, I had no idea. But today you're like, okay, he's hammered, right? Like,
right, yeah. Alfred is throwing him back.
Alfred's starting to get drunk here. So, anyway, that will continue throughout the night. Back to the ring. It's Hogan and Tugboat taking on Rhythm and Blues. It ends Jimmy Hart coming down with Earthquake as Hogan was about to hit the leg drop and ends up in a DQ after they all pound Hogan. Your thoughts on everything going on here?
Yeah, just kind of a lackluster match for the Hulk to be in against this tag team. Like, you know, this is, you know why? I mean, I guess they're trying to
Jimmy Hart
Hogan.
Guys.
Yeah, I know they're trying to keep. Why didn't they just tag up against Dino and the Earthquake?
They do that in February, I think.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're fighting. You know, some of his guys. I just, for me, you know, there's were levels back then, right, Ryan? Of like, there's no Honky Tonk and Greg Valentine versus Hogan alone. They're not going to win. You know, like, so I mean, you throw Tugboat in there. But, you know, I guess they tried their best to get the Tugboat over here. They gave him a pretty big spot at the end. Yeah.
Keep trying.
He saves the Hulk, and even that doesn't look that great when he does. But, yeah, he kind of comes back in, smashes him with the guitar to save the Hulk. And the place is cheering, I guess, a little bit. But, they were going nuts.
I got that, dude. They were nuts the entire night. Because they're probably thinking, dude, we're in Toledo and we're getting a Saturday night's main event.
And I guess the match was just, you know, kind of set up a future, you know, reinforce that the Tugster, I think they called him, was with Hogan, you know, and that he had Hogan's back and they were a formidable team and should have finished them all, the whole family, you know.
Yeah, because Tugboat, he gets up like on the apron when Hogan's about to hit the leg drop, and he stops him from hitting the leg drop. So I was wondering, like, is that kind of a tell if we do go Chic Tugboat route? Oh, he stopped Hogan from hitting the leg, but it's because Earthquake's coming down. You said it, hits him with the guitar, and then they pound Hogan. Whole lot of nothing here.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Frankenmuth.
Oh, God, yeah.
And here we go. Mean Gene is at the Sausage House, as we just said. Kearns. He says, quote, presiding over this event is the master sausage stuffing expert himself, the genius. What? An honorary member of the Sausage Stuffing Hall of Fame.
You've got to be kidding me.
everything we have heard about this guy, and Pritchard always says, nothing was a rib. Nothing was ever a rib. There's no rib here.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me, brother? And look at Lanny's face while he's saying, like, he's, you know how he acts.
Yeah.
And he's so proud. The look on his face while Gene is doing this introduction. The master sausage stuffing expert himself.
He changed the business with his dick. Changed the business.
There's no way they can convince me. Like Rhodes to Akeem to the. You're ribbing people, man. Like,
oh
come on.
my gosh, dude. Like, I cannot believe everything we've heard about Macho and everything, and how protective he was of his brother.
Yeah.
Can't believe Macho didn't see this and kill somebody.
At least lock him in a closet or something.
The closet was already occupied, though, so he couldn't have put anybody else in there. I forget who was in there, though. Some lady.
Only Hogan.
So we have a sausage stuffing contest here.
Right.
It's the Orient Express and Mr. Fuji against your World Tag Team Champions.
That's what shocked him.
The Hart Foundation are taking on these guys. You put your world champions in this situation, huh?
I would have. I mean, they're with Duggan. Why are they not in one
Duggan.
with the breweries? Why do they not start a bar fight or something with these guys or something instead of making
you've
sausage?
got drunk Alfred.
I guess, yeah, you're using Alfred for that. But I mean, I thought the same thing. I'm like, this is the Hart Foundation. They literally just won the tag team titles,
right?
And they're stuffing meat.
With Bischoff in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Selling meat from a truck in Minneapolis.
So they have 60 seconds to, like, put this junk that's on this table into the tube. The genius, before they start, then he talks. He goes, the genius is a master of the art of stuffing sausage. And then he speaks some German, which I can't exactly translate. I went on the internet and translated it, and this is what it said right here.
I grabbed my penis and put it in my mouth.
So there's that. Fuji, as the clock is running down, Fuji picks up like some real summer sausage and throws it on the table. Time runs out, and then Mean Gene says again, quote, more of the lines here. I don't think we'll be able to determine a wiener. Hilarious. Alfred, they show him. He's getting more hammered. Now we go. The new IC champ. It's the Texas Tornado. He's taking on Haku, member of the Heenan family. Obviously, they're trying to get a little revenge here for taking the belt from Mr. Perfect. I remember watching this and thinking, Haku could win this. I wasn't the smartest kid in fourth grade, but I made the honor roll like twice. But yeah,
and it wasn't for questions about Haku.
Yeah, I aced that. Yeah, I remember thinking he could do it. 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes for it.
I don't know that I remember Haku winning other than like after he loses the King. Yeah, the Colossal Connection. But by himself, the King Haku was about it, man. And I don't even know that he beat that many big guys as King Haku.
He didn't beat anybody. Like, he got the crown from Duggan.
Yeah.
And then he, like, lost to Hercules while he was the king. Or was it the other way around?
No,
I can't remember.
I think he was the king, and he beat Harley Race to get it.
Yes, because Harley was getting phased out of the Heenan family. He got it. Well, and then Duggan beat him for it, and then Macho beat Duggan. Okay, I said it backwards. Yeah,
that's right. So he didn't beat any.
No, anything on this match whatsoever?
No, man, I'm just shocked how the Texas Tornado. Good for him, because I was kind of iffy on him. Just getting thrown right in your face, putting the belt on, and beats Mr. Perfect. He was kind of hot for a minute, man. Like, I think people were into him. I don't know what happened, because it doesn't last long.
Gimmick is stupid, and he really doesn't have much charisma. Like, when he talks and stuff, he's just kind of
million dollar body though, man. But it just no. Yeah, you're right. 0 cent for charisma.
And then I think they couldn't trust him too. You know, he had some problems, and
yeah,
they couldn't trust him. So in December on Superstars, they put the belt back on. Perfect. Okay, now we got another Hogan interview. We go back. Hogan making a bunch more boat puns. He says he's fine after what happened. Tugboat says, classic, I love this. I was hanging and banging with you, Hulk. Freaking great.
Well, it doesn't hurt that the characters they don't deliver them well either. Like
we got Baby Huey over here. Okay, our last match is Coco Beware against the recently heel in the summer, Sergeant Slaughter.
Never looked better.
Oh, yeah, he's in great shape. He looks like the JYD at Halloween Havoc 90.
Yeah.
Coco gets hot for a second. He makes a run. Slaughter takes over. Coco comes back again. Sarge catches him, and it takes him like an hour to fall backwards and drop him into the rope. Dude, he's like slow motion.
Dude, Slaughter's not good at this point in time, man.
Well, dude, and here's something I don't remember again at all. I don't know when he started using the camel clutch.
I thought that was because he gets up and he goes like this, you know, or something. You're like,
he like takes his knuckles and drives it into his head. Like,
that hurt. I did that to my little brother. It hurts. Like, I mean, you know, I've done
the death noogie, dude.
Yeah. Someone was like, yeah, camel clutch probably going to be better than that.
He literally gives the dude a noogie, and that's his finish. Oh, I can't take it anymore, brother.
God, man.
So he's waving the Iraq flag.
Oh, my God.
All of a sudden, Stars and Stripes Forever hits. And then you see on the stage, Nikolai Volkov waving the American flag.
And then they have a wave off.
Hey,
and
man.
they just sit there and wave flags at each other for like 5 minutes, man.
Yeah. You told them, Nikolai. Way to go.
Main event anywhere in the country.
Okay, back to Frankenmuth now. And this time, another contest. We've got a dance-off between Anvil and Slick. Alfred, they go to him again, and he still doesn't hear what's going on.
He's even worse. He's
Gene, he's all over the place now. And Gene goes, okay, I think this is a little more than a technical problem. Anvil, he's dancing, and he accidentally bumps Brett into somebody sitting down. And then guess what happens? Food fight. Who saw that coming? Tatanka throws food at Hacksaw, and now we got a food fight. Everything. This is the exact same formula of, I believe, the first 3 Saturday Night main events back in 1985.
Yeah. It was.
Cut and paste names in there, you know. Here's something for you. The Kern sausage guy said to this dude, and I can understand, Dorothy Zender, the owner of Zender's restaurant in Bavarian, she was not happy about all the wasted food. She was not happy at all. They're like, we made you all this food and you just threw it. Pritchard said they cleaned everything up. They paid for everything.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently Dorothy was not a happy camper about that. So here we go. We're done wrestling. We got a Warrior interview. And I guess Mooney says that Sherry challenged Ultimate Warrior for the title on the Brother Love show at some point recently. I don't remember that at all. Perfectly makes sense. As we said, he has no other challenger, so get Macho in there. They've been tagging with LOD. That's all the Warrior's been doing. Warrior accepts the challenge. But then remember at Royal Rumble, he says no.
I was going to ask you, they don't fight beforehand?
Not on TV.
Because I know they are doing house shows.
Beginning in November, they start the house shows. He's still fighting the 6-man tags up until November 1st. Then they go around the loop on house shows. But I don't know what happened between him saying, I accept your challenge, which he did right here, and the Rumble when he's like, no. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch those Superstars and all that.
It's weird why the face would seemingly be ducking the heel. I don't understand
something
why
must have happened in between here and there, and he's like, screw you.
Yeah.
Because he says yes here. He accepts the challenge.
Yeah, he said it, yeah.
One last look at Gene, who's with Alfred now, finally with him. Alfred is perfectly fine now. He's stone cold sober in 14 minutes. Like, how did, if that, like maybe 8 minutes.
Good coffee.
Yeah, right. They got good coffee up there in Frankenmuth. I don't know what the heck happened. And they say that he never put his earpiece in. And me and Gene's mad. He's like, why didn't you put your earpiece in? Now they start food fighting and doing all that kind of stuff. That's how we end the show.
Grasping at kind of a bygone era, man. Trying to maybe recreate magic that's just not there anymore with these vignette skits and things that, you know, like they were very successful in the first few Saturday Night's main events.
I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't hear what you said there. I didn't put my earpiece in. Let me.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
There we go. Now I hear you.
I still, the Hart Foundation is sitting playing with frickin' food fighting. Your tag team champs.
It's the work of an idiot. Pathetic, really stupid idiots.
That's it. There is our great show from 35 years ago up at Zender's and down in Toledo. It's now. Let's hit it. We got a few categories here to finish up the night. Let's run it back. Okay, this was pretty tough here.
It was.
This ultimate run back, because the matches were lackluster. There was a lot going on in Frankenmuth, but it was weird. So it was very tough to figure out. The announcers were just
screaming for a lot of the show, Vince and Piper. Like, it wasn't any legendary lines that me and you still quote today, you know, or anything like that.
There was from Frankenmuth. Well, not that we quote today, but...
Yeah, there was
Go ahead. Give us let's start right there. Line of the night.
It was like the Hindenburg crashing onto our chests. I mean, I just started dying. Although I will say, Ryan, up until tonight, everyone thought I was just a tugboat.
Is this intelligent looking?
Yeah,
that's what I thought till I saw him. You know, I was like, man, he's just like...
he's more than... He's not just a shark.
Yeah, not a fish.
No, not a fish. He's not a boat. He's not an oar.
My line of the night is, it comes from a match. It comes from the Dusty and Macho match. Sherry gets up on the apron and she's like kneeling on the apron, like with her head between the ropes, like looking into the ring.
I know.
And they take a camera angle from behind. And Roddy, he's in mid-sentence. Like he's mid-sentence talking, and then he stutters and goes, ooh, that's the best side of Sherry I've ever seen.
Let's just skip and do funniest moment, because I'll piggyback on you. That was my funniest moment. Yeah. That was my funniest moment of the night. Yeah, go ahead. What was your funniest moment?
Funniest moment, and it's unintentional funny. It's because I can't believe they did this on NBC to this guy. It's the entire sausage stuffing contest. I mean, like, I can't believe that happened. I'm just like, no, they really said that on TV? Holy crap. Couldn't believe it.
No.
Okay, so these ones were tough. This was real tough. What has aged the best and worst from this show? Starting with the best, Nick.
From the show, Ryan, I couldn't even find... the Macho King gimmick, to me, is still aged the best. I think if I had to pick anything that stands out, he's really, other than Jerry Lawler, who I don't think is on Savage's level. Like, Savage is one that wasn't an original King. It's kind of just a gimmick that he has for a period of time.
It's like winning a belt or something at that point.
He, of all the Kings of the Ring, of everybody we've talked, I think he's been the best King.
So I'm going to kind of contradict myself with the best and worst. The best is the format of the show. I like the way it was spliced up from up here, down there, doing different things. I like they have a theme running throughout the show. Like, that's cool. It separates things, makes it special on its own. You know, it's its own deal. Like, it's an event. Like, so I thought that was good. Now, what's aged the worst is the theme of the show. That is what has aged the worst. Like, it's like all these skits were written by a 6-year-old. And going back into, I mean, everybody says about Vince, you know, he thinks it's the funniest thing ever to push somebody in the pool. Like, that's what you do when you're like 12. Fart jokes, all that kind of stuff. This is like the 39th food fight. You know, he thinks food fights are absolutely hilarious. I mean, it makes him look stupid. We're here to fight, to settle some feuds, brother. You know, you got the feud with Hogan and Earthquake. You got the feud with the Warrior and LOD and Demolition. Hey, man, we're going to fight it out in the ring. And then, well, these guys aren't going to fight their feuds out. They're going to have a sausage contest for their, like...
No, it's bad.
They're throwing Dorothy Zender stuffing at each other. Like, that's how those guys settle their feuds. We're going to settle in the ring. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm going to kind of hypocrite myself when we move to another one, maybe a little bit, I guess. But what has aged the worst for me is the Demos and the LOD feud. You got the best tag team of the golden era in the WWF, and you've got the monsters of the NWA, if you will, coming in here.
Every other promotion. Yeah.
And it's just Demolition gets trucked down the field. So I'm biased. If you can still feel the hatred in my voice, I'm just Demolition.
Well, yeah, you've said it a few times through the years.
It's hurt, man.
But the thing of it is, you're right, because here's what they did. They didn't know. We're talking about the entire promotion is slowly falling during 1990. Yeah. They went from as high as humanly possible to zero overnight.
Yes.
All or nothing for them. You know, it wasn't a gradual, dude. It was like one of them U-boats getting hit by a torpedo, brother. That's what it was like.
Yeah, King Kong Bundy didn't fall that fast, man. It was a fast one.
What is the most rewatchable scene, Nick?
DiBiase smoking Dustin with that chair, man, is the most rewatchable scene. That match kind of was stalling for me. You know, the feud's old, but I mean, he popped him. It looked great. The whole interaction with them outside, and to culminate with him smashing him in the face with the chair, the blood coming out. I thought it looked great. Was shot well. I think I would watch. You know, it's one to watch again.
My most rewatchable is 2 seconds long. 2 seconds. Everybody in Frankenmuth is dancing. They're clapping. They're playing all the accordion music. This is great. Everything's great. And for 2 seconds, you see.
He couldn't get rid of his African spiritual background, dude.
We're in Little Germany. So, because everybody dances like that to accordion music.
Right, dude.
And he's doing that. And at the same exact time, watch Slick. Slick looks like he's having a seizure. He starts going it's because you're paying attention to Akeem, so you don't look at Slick. But Slick it's great. It's awesome, dude. So funny. How about the match of the night? Very tough to pick.
This is where I guess I hypocrite myself. I think it's the Demos and LOD. It was fast-paced. It was fun. Crowd was into it. It was a good... And, you know, at that point, there was still that sliver of chance of who the Demos were, that maybe some debauchery could happen and they could pull this thing off or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And here's an even bigger reason. Every other match had something or somebody I didn't care about in that match. I cared about all 6 dudes in this match because I did like LOD when they came in. Obviously, the Ultimate Warrior, and I loved the Demos as well, even though they were bad guys now. Hogan match had Tugboat, and Rhythm and Blues were job guys. Haku, freaking Sarge, and Coco. You know, everything else had something I didn't care about. I liked all these dudes.
Yeah, it was good.
And the match was... You're not saying much, but it was the best one. How about the opposite? Worst match?
You know, I love the dude, man, but Hogan and Tugboat versus Rhythm and Bruise, man. I thought that match is terrible. Yeah, I thought the guitar shots with Tugboat at the end looked terrible. I thought him coming in and cleaning the house with a freaking wooden guitar looked terrible. Like, I don't know. I think Tugboat's terrible. I think the match... He interrupts why couldn't Hogan hit the leg while they were walking down the ring? Like, I don't understand why Hogan can't finish the match. And then we can
address the quick, guys. Brother.
Yeah.
It's not a fish.
Yeah, I just thought that match was not... Because, again, 3 of the 4 people wrestling, I think, are terrible at that point in time.
In my opinion, that sucked.
I gotta go Slaughter and Coco.
Slaughter and Coco.
Got to.
Quick.
I mean, Coco for however many years at this point, glorified job guy. No one on earth cares about him, and absolutely no one on earth cared about Slaughter. They already didn't care whatsoever, and now you make him an Iraqi guy? Like,
I tell you what, Coco had a sweet finisher, man. The Ghostbusters freaking awesome, man. I don't know how that didn't get over. Looked like you killed the guy.
Well, and and how do you build more heat? As if this wasn't great enough already. That's right.
Nikolai.
You bring out Nikolai. Oh, baby. What a heater. What a heater Nikolai is.
Couple years, he'll be Sense.
Freaking great. At least that was funny. Nitpick. What's your nitpick?
I wish they could have done better with Frankenmuth. I still think you could have done those skits and not made the Hart Foundation and the Orient Express look like clowns, That would be my nitpick. If you could maybe not took the shot, the ribbing, just really done something. Could have had a bar fight, I'm not saying a food fight couldn't be part of that, but something. It could have. I just think they could have done better with the stuff in Frankenmuth.
Well, they got to have the child humor,
Yep.
They got to have that child humor. I'm going to stick with Frankenmuth, and it's not because I'm from here, because Toledo as well. They never tell you where they're at. Never once do they tell you where they're at. So literally no one on earth outside of Michigan has any clue what the heck is going on. I mean, they could be on freaking Neptune. Nobody know, or in Germany. And it's Toledo too. They never tell you they're in Toledo. I think this was the beginning of the whole Vince thing that you always heard. Don't say where we're at if we're not in a major market. They did that on Raw all the time. If they're in Evansville, Indiana, they don't tell you they're in Evansville, Indiana. And I think this was the beginning of that, because if you remember, Superstars and Challenge for a few years there, they would go to smaller markets. They went to Flint right before this, and they tell you about the town. They're like, hey, we're in Des Moines, Iowa. And then they'd have like the head of the Chamber of Commerce or the mayor or somebody. Hey, we're really glad to have the World Wrestling Federation here. Blah, blah, blah. He would say a couple of words and they'd take a shot of the city. That ends here. They don't tell you at all. So it's just kind of weird that they base an entire show around this stuff. Man, and they probably could have shot it in the studio.
It probably sucked for the business owners too, or letting you destroy their frickin' places who maybe like a shout out that, hey, dude, this is happening right now in the street.
I bet you Dorothy was mad about that too.
I wouldn't blame her for being mad about that. Yeah, give me a shout.
Moment of the night.
Probably the chair shot to Dustin. I don't know what else there is, Ryan. This is not a great pay-per-view.
That's what I got. It has to be DiBiase destroying Rhodes. Even though I don't care about it, didn't then 35 years later, but it's the only thing that like an angle happened. Like it progressed something or it started something. It's the only major thing that happened on this show. So it's got to be that. Hot take.
Hogan can get anybody over. This is
tugboat.
This I know it got as much. This is as big as he's gonna get, Ryan.
That was a little bitty tugboat.
If you don't put Hogan with Tugboat right now, I don't even think you have the Natural Disasters. I think this guy fades away, dude. The only reason he was
he sails off.
Yeah. I mean, yet Tugboat better be thankful, dude, because I don't think you have the Natural Disasters if you don't have Hogan with Tugboat.
You promise? My hot take, we've talked about it. I say it on every one of these 1990 shows. These promos are terrible. The puns are absolutely ridiculous. They're scripted. They're fake. Like no one talks like that. Like the realism is just completely gone. No one actually talks like that, especially the German U-boat stuff. Nobody does that. And if you're a kid, you don't know what any of that means. I didn't know. That flew right over my head. I'm not in third grade learning about Blitzkrieg and U-boats.
Here's pictures of people dying in the Hindenburg, little Slocum. Take a look in third grade, man.
And there's no internet. You know, there's no I don't know what any of that means.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Yeah, that's a good call. It's bad.
Who won the night? I have nothing. I have nothing. What do you got?
I wrote LOD. They're with
That
the
would have been my
Warrior. They
pick, yeah.
close out Demolition. They get Warrior rub. And they're on first, Ryan. Yeah, on because what time is this show probably going off? 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes start
11:30.
There you go. And they're on first.
It's Saturday Night Live.
There you go. They're on first, so they're going to get, Saturday Night Live for me. Both shows, Saturday Night's Main Event and Saturday Night Live, are booked very similarly in the fact that they kind of you front load, and it gets kind of less. I want to say worse because sometimes there's things that happen there.
Oh, it gets worse.
It does get worse, but
we saw it tonight. They closed out with Sarge and Coco.
And to say they went off first, they probably got the most eyeballs. They're right on before the Hulksters coming out. So yeah, LOD.
Last one. It's gonna be, this one's real tough too. Legacy of this show
illustrates that the WWF and wrestling in general are literally in a decline. It illustrates that. Still got guys, but there's more that stink and are past their relevance or people caring about them, man. I think this show illustrates that. You got from opening to finish, I mean, the Demolition are fading away. Then you go Honky Tonk and Greg. They're Dino Bravo. Nobody wants to see those guys anymore. No one wants to see Haku anymore. Now you're bringing in Slaughter. Yeah, no one wanted to see Slaughter back. Coco's past any sort of relevance. The Tornado doesn't work out the well. Yeah, it really emphasizes the decline with all these guys.
Once again, we don't talk before we do this. We come up with our own stuff, and we shoot live right here, brother. We're shooting.
I think we'll do it live.
I got the same exact thing. In fact, I'll even take it a step further. This is the beginning of the end of Saturday night's Main Event. You named some dudes. I'm going to go further. This show is loaded with darn near every single Main Event star of the golden era outside of Ric Flair, who's not in the company. Hogan, Warrior, Macho Man, Dusty Rhodes, Kerry Von Erich, not Tex Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, Sergeant Slaughter, and the Legion of Doom. These are the Main Event guys of the 80s.
Demos.
Yeah, them too. And it's every guy. They're just in situations nobody cares about whatsoever.
It's over.
And guess what? NBC didn't care either, because there is one more Main Event and one more Saturday night's Main Event, and that's it. Then they go to Fox. This is the end.
And Hortz went
it's the end. And the guys they're trying to put over, and I will throw Texas Tornado in here because he's new to the territory. Tugboat, the Boss Man, LOD even. Go down the list of all the newer stars, Earthquake, that they tried to create. They didn't work.
They did not work.
They did not
Not to the level that you thought or had hoped they would. Some of them might.
You see it all in one package right here.
You really do. And it is. And it's sad. I go back, this Survivor Series to me, and I know not a lot of people like it. I really do still like it because it does have names, and I like the elimination format. But this is it for Survivor Series too, right?
Totally agree with you, man.
It's not a good and this is me and you saying this, man.
Yeah, and
this is our era.
Like our hometown. And we like those 85 shows, but it's like we said before with something else. It's like Mad Libs. They took a script from 85 and just fill it in with newer names. Hey, throw the Hearts in there, throw Duggan in there, throw Orient Express in there. And it's the same script. We've seen it, and it was 5 years ago.
Ryan, we could argue you got a little mirror image going on today, man. That, there's guys riding off of the bloodline. I mean, we talked maybe DiBiase isn't where he was. Is Sami Zayn where he was 3 or 4 years ago?
Excellent question.
Well, and also, the 85 shows had Sheik, Hogan, Piper, all those guys in those skits. This one has Akeem in the Orient Express.
And the Sheik
and the Bushwhackers.
As Adnan.
Appreciate you guys staying with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, give us a like and a subscribe. Until next time, job guys out.
You smell something, it's us, because we're the stuff.